Right, this pole sphere, this is my plan. These petals or leaves need to, there's a hole in the top of this. This sphere is just for me to create the hinge, how this is going to work. And to open up, what has to happen is the top part of the petal needs to be pushed into a hole, and then to close, push back out. And that's how the sphere is going to open up and close. So it needs to pivot about this top apex pole of the sphere. So what I have in mind is I'm going to get a long strip of copper, brass, 0.5 millimeter thick. I think it needs to be, it's over a foot, maybe 15-18 inches long, which I can get from a model railway shop near me. Then a tube, 2 millimeter outer diameter tube, which has got 0.5 millimeters wall, which leaves me just over a millimeter hole in the center. I'm going to solder that tube right in the middle of that brass, right along the center, drill some holes, wire it up to hold it while I'm soldering, solder it right along the center of that plate. Then I'm going to cut out, every other one will be a hinge or a pivot, which will look like so. So that's how I'm going to create all of the hinges at once, rather than trying to mess about creating them individually, with a 1 millimeter wire that can go through it. And how that's going to work is, on the end of this, I'm going to route out a 1 millimeter deep and 1 millimeter wide octagon in the center of the flat section on the end of this. Then I'm going to put 8 millimeter slots with again with a router coming in, 8 of them into the centers of each part of the octagon, and that's where the hinges are going to sit. Then I can start the wire at one of these edges of the octagon, run it along, thread a hinge on, push it back down, bend it at the next one, put another hinge on, push it down, bend it at the next junction, and carry it on all the way around. So in the end I'll have 8 hinges around the top of this. The core of the eventual sphere is going to have that same structure on each end, because it'll be like a little core, like an apple core, dishing in, you know, coved in to the center. And I want to put something fancy in the center, like maybe a captive sphere in the center, if there's space, because it's, you know, it's not very big, but if there's space for a captive sphere, I'll put a captive sphere in the center. Yeah, so, and how that'll work is, once they're hinged, once all these are hinged, I'm going to have a plunger. There's a 6mm hole going right into this, so that'll be the guide, and then a ball on top of this, like a 18mm ball, because I got 18 and 2/3, little bit of slack, 2.5 is 25. That's a 25mm hole, so that'll push it. And then inside a spring, and that spring will push back out and close it. It might be different at the bottom. I'm going to deal with that when I come to it. The closing at the bottom, I mean, this is going to close under gravity, maybe. The bottom, I'll have to think of something when I come to that point. Anyway, that's the plan. Thank you.